Hi, everyone. So for our project, we're calling it Broadband for All. We're focusing on the digital divide as it exists in prisons. We're team number 8. Next slide. So one of the largest populations that has absolutely little to no access to the internet is the prison population. In the United States, there are almost 2.3 million people who are incarcerated. Among this group, it's disproportionately people of color and low-income people. Next slide. So as it exists today, despite there being bans, cell phone use in prison is extremely common. Lots of people have cell phones. In California, for example, in 2009, officers discovered 9,000 phones, and those were only the ones recovered. There are likely more. The system of illicit, unrestricted internet access means people can do all sorts of things on the internet that may or may not be legal or desirable. It also introduces incentives for guards to engage in corrupt activity. A lot of them sell phones to inmates or sneak things in or that kind of thing. And although there's been a lot of discussion about it, most prison guards agree that it's basically impossible to stop phones from getting in. Some people have talked about blocking Wi-Fi signals, but it really looks like the technology isn't entirely there, and employees of the prison need that internet access. Next slide. So there are wide benefits to allowing people access to the internet. The main reason that so many inmates want access in the first place is to contact friends and family. As it exists currently, prisons often charge more than $1 a minute for inmates to call their lawyers and their loved ones, which is one of the reasons people go to such lengths to get a cell phone. We know from previous research that inmates who keep in contact with their friends and family tend to do better in prison, both in terms of their mental well-being and show lower rates of recidivism. There are also a lot of really positive uses of the internet that could be put together. People could use it for job training, for education, all of these things that strengthen their opportunities when they leave prison. It also helps keep them out of trouble, meaning they are less likely to join gangs, less likely to get into other fights and that sort of thing. Lastly, access to information has been established by the UN as well as many other groups as an essential human right. Everyone should be able to access information, resources, things that they need. Next slide.
So there is a precedent for legalizing access to the internet. In fact, other nations have already started successful digital access programs in prison. A good example is Belgium with their prison cloud model, as it allows for demand, video, e-learning, and secure access to the internet. Prison Cloud is also a public-private partnership with a technology company known as Ebo Enterprises. Similarly, in Norway, monitored internet access is allowed for education, while in Malaysia, the prison department has allowed selected prisoners to use the internet to undertake higher education courses at Open University, Malaysia. Based on our policy proposal, we support it through our tech-based solution, Broadband for All, which is a secure broadband infrastructure to integrate into prisons. Broadband for All was influenced by Belgium's Prison Cloud and succinct into 3 features. First, via an installation of Internet Protocol, we can ensure secure access to the internet, as it wires control to certain websites and allows access to information and education tools. Through Broadband for All's firewall, only inmates and other prisoner workers will be able to access the network via a provided username and password. This limits the ability for foreign adversaries and other networks to mitigate within the system. Finally, Broadband for All is affordable, as it will be sponsored through a public-private partnership with cybersecurity firm Mandiant and telecommunications company Verizon. Our solution has several long-term implications. including providing better opportunities for reintegration, increasing inmates' ability to find and retain a job outside of prison, reducing recidivism rates, and helping prisoners engage in civic services like the news and healthcare. These long-term implications will improve inmates' lives and well-being in and out of prison, while securing the right to information as a fundamental human right. Here are some or all of the works cited that we used for our product and solution. Thank you so much for listening, and we really look forward to the judge's response, and we hope you enjoy this presentation.